Hello everyone, welcome back to another more complete video of the previous DIY project that we were conducting. So this is the plant monitoring automation system based on Internet of Things, that is IoT. So here we have a number of sensors. This is the rainfall sensor, this is the soil moisture sensor, here we have the soil, this is the air quality sensor, this is the DHT temperature and relative humidity sensor, and finally this is the color sensor. So basically all these sensors will feed value into the Arduino, and the Arduino will accordingly process the information and analyze it and make the pump work whenever it is needed. And also it will send the value into Node-RED for remote monitoring, which we can access even using our phones. So let us start off with it. So here we have, let me stop the auto scroll. Here we have the rainfall status. Currently it is not raining. So main idea is that if it rains, then the soil does not have to be watered from the pump even if it is dry. So right now it is not raining, so I will make some water available on its surface using it. So currently the water is spread firmly on its surface, which is going to happen in the case of unusual rain. So now let us see the status. So let me stop the auto scroll. So here we can see that the rainfall status is raining, and so the soil is moist, the pump is deactivated. Let us move on to the next. Let me dab the surface of the raindrop sensor before that, because otherwise it will keep on showing it's raining. Okay, and now let us again. So now again it is not raining as soon as I have removed the water. Now let's move on to the next part. So I'll stop the auto scroll again. Here we have the relative humidity being shown and the temperature. So the relative humidity is 61%. It's not that high. So if it is not raining and the soil is dry, we still need to water the pump. But had it been the case that the humidity of the atmosphere around the plant is having a relative humidity of greater than 95%, then again pouring too much plant into the soil will harm the plant, because there is not much water loss due to transpiration. So currently it is 61%, so it is saying that the soil is dry, so the pump has to be activated. Next we have the temperature in degrees Celsius. So it is showing 30.90 degrees Celsius. The temperature in degrees Celsius is being shown to be this. So this is likely a proper environment for a plant, because it will not suffer any kind of damage due to the temperature or the other environmental conditions. So the next part we have the soil. Here we can show that the soil moisture sensor has been inserted in completely dry soil. So that is why it is showing that the pump is activated. Now let me activate the pump, because for complete demo I have actually not connected the pump properly. So now I will show, and I will actually connect the wires and show how it is actually going to work. Hold on a second. Here we see that the pump is actually watering the soil. So now after some time it will be deactivated. So we can see that the soil is still activated, the pump is still activated. So after the soil becomes moist enough, this sensor will sense that the soil is moist, and so it will be deactivated, and automatically the pump will stop. So currently here we on the screen we can see that the pump is, let me stop the auto scroll, the soil is moist, so the pump is deactivated, and we can see clearly that is the case here, because the pump is no more watering the soil. So this was the case that we had to show. As for the next sensor that we have in line is the air quality sensor. This is the MQ135 air quality sensor, which senses any kind of smoke or oxides of sulfur or harmful oxides of nitrogen or some other poisonous gases that may harm the leaves and the plant. So currently there are no such leakage of gases. So we have, let me start the auto scroll. So it is showing the air quality to be good. So that is it with the air quality sensor. So the last sensor that we have left out for the reading is the color sensor. So this will actually sense whether the leaves are drying out or under pest attack or they are in perfect conditions. Now we have kept some sample leaves for showing you the same. Now sometimes the color sensor might have some fluctuations in data. In that case, we have also kept an appropriate message, that is data not received. So now let us check whether it is printing the correct or not. The leaves we can see that are the leaves that are under pest attack. So accordingly it should print the message on the screen. So as we can see that the leaves, let me stop the auto scroll here. So we can see that the leaves are under pest attack, it is showing. So now let me change it to perfectly green leaves. So now here we have put the perfectly green colored leaves which are in healthy condition under the color sensor. So right now it should print that the leaves are in perfect green color accordingly on the screen. So, and the data not available allowance must be kept for that. So as we can see, so let me stop the auto scroll. So this data not received is a message that comes due to fluctuations that will come in between. But as we can see, the other message that comes is the leaves are in perfect green color. So that is a perfect way, that is how the color sensor was supposed to work. So here also it is printing that the leaves are in perfect green color. So this is all about our plant maintenance automation system that is based on Internet of Things. As we can see that we have a lot of sensors connected and they are sending the values into this Arduino, and the Arduino accordingly instructs the motor when to run and when to not, and also along with that it also sends some messages to the user, to the owner of the plant, how the plant is currently adapting to the environment. Now let us actually see how the remote monitoring is done. For example, if someone is traveling outside, and he is traveling for, let's say, 2 weeks, then he cannot look after the plant at that time. So for that he has to keep on getting the data from someone. Now this someone is replaced in our system by an automated IoT system that we have shown. So this will also actually send the value. However, and this is done using Node-RED interface. As we can see, the Arduino Uno R3 is actually the serial input node, which will actually take the data from this port that it is connected to, that the Arduino is connected to. Here it's where the data will come serially from, and this is exactly what the node takes in. Now this node will send this message into this function node, which is actually serial message splitter, which means it will actually split the message into various parts. The first part is the rainfall status, which will show whether the rainfall is happening or not. As we had, all these messages were already being shown previously in the serial monitor, but now we are using it for better data visualization. This is the soil dryness status. This is the leaf color status node. This is the air color status node. All these can be printed in text. However, the last two, we have to prepare a chart as well as a gauge. The temperature is being printed in chart and the relative humidity is printed in gauge. So that is the entire visualization of data required for remote monitoring. However, due to some problems, we have not yet completed this part, but we have actually shown the UI based on how it will work. So let us see the UI. So this is the UI. As we can see, this is the plant monitoring IoT system. This is the group under which the entire dashboard is being presented. This is the plant environmental parameters, the label, and we can see that the relative humidity, had the data been received, it would have shown a proper and been received and splitted, it would have shown a proper value at a proper position. Similar is for the temperature. Currently it's waiting for data, but as soon as the data is received, it will actually show the value on a chart, on an histogram manner. And the rainfall status, all these are being printed in text, all these are waiting for data. How is it going to help in remote monitoring? Well, we can type in the IP address in our phone and we can check it out. So here we have the same UI being printed on a website with the IP address that we have here. The 192.160, this part is the IP address, and this is how we are actually getting the value and the data visualization on our mobiles. So now anybody can take this data on their phone even while he is traveling. So that was the entire point of our project. Everything is achieved, the automation as well as remote monitoring, and this is the Internet of Things concept that has been implemented here. So I hope you like the idea, and also how it is presented and implemented. So thanks to everyone for watching this video.